Well, you know what time it is.
All right, check, check. Mic check, guys. Give me a mic check. Should be working now, guys. I'm getting full readings, so everything looks good on my end. Okay, good. All right, good to have you guys here on this Sunday. This is our Sunday stream, 3 p.m., where I kind of get you guys kind of caught up on what's going on. And really, what you guys are seeing behind me is not the topics I've been bringing lately. The topics I've been bringing lately is LS Goat, which is currently in storage. Don't worry, we've got a lot more content coming for that, but winter's hit me too quick. Had to put the car away. Did not have a choice. Jay, good to have you in here today. Do you know if he'll be joining us today? If Oriole will be joining us today? Because I know you guys had asked for this specific topic. I don't know. Okay, not a big deal. I'll go ahead and make this, and then you can let him know, and he can catch it on the replay or whatever. Yeah, sorry about the 14 minutes late, guys. I'm swamped in the garage today. I have a Jeep sitting over there that's getting a tow assembly put on it. I have an oil change to do on that Honda that you guys know about. Plus, we got this massive Pathfinder project behind me. He asked me this question in a different. Okay, Jay, what was the question? I know he asked you about a specific vehicle. So, what I'm going to explain to you guys today is if you have a favorite vehicle that you want to buy, I'm going to show you how to narrow that search down and also still get the best deal possible. That's what this whole video today is about. So I'll wait for Jay to kind of type in there what vehicle specifically he was looking for. I know that there was one specific that he was looking for. And I'll show you guys how to navigate all the waters, how to clear away all the clutter, and just get down to the one that you want to buy. If you guys are checking out the live stream, you guys can chat in any questions during this time. Usually I go for about an hour and then I shut it off because I started late and had a little bit of audio issues. I'm going to probably go into a little bit into the 4 o'clock hour, but not by much. Jay says he told me he wanted a low mileage 06 to 2016 9th gen Chevy Impala. Okay, so that's what this topic is literally going to be about. I'll narrow it down to that vehicle, but just know you guys can do this on any vehicle. It's not just this Impala. You could do this on Silverado, a Jeep, a Nissan, whatever you guys wanted in a specific vehicle, you could narrow it down. You can also do things like certain accessory options. If you want a fully loaded interior or you don't, you can narrow those down in your search engine and base it on the region that you're in so you're not having to drive so far away to buy a new vehicle. This Pathfinder project behind me, guys, they bought it cheap, but we've stuck a ton of time into it. You guys are about to see about 2 months worth of content over it. Oreo, good to have you in here. All right, guys. Just going to double check a few things here and we'll get rolling. Awesome, awesome. All right. Okay. So let's start off with the most important part of looking for a new car. You want one that you're going to get a minimum of 3 to 5 years out of. Anything less, you lose money. So you need to get that much time frame out of any vehicle you buy. Now, the more expensive you buy, the more other issues you're going to have. Bacon Craft YT, good to have you in here today. Thank you guys for checking out our live stream today. This is an automotive channel. We do a lot of different topics on automotive. We cover many different things. So it's not just all one content. I don't just work on one kind of vehicle. I work on all kinds. Like I said, I got a Jeep Wrangler sitting right over there that's getting a tow package put on it. And it's getting done this way so that the owner can use it when he goes for his job. He can tow it from state to state, unhook it from the back of the semi, and then basically use that for his transportation when he's in a certain area, because he travels all over the US. Jay says that gen of Impalas had interior wear and tear, right? They can. They're not horribly bad. Actually, some of the earlier ones were kind of cheaply made. So the plastic is real cheap, cracks real easy. Some of those are bigger issues. But for the most part, once you get into the newer stuff, the plastic was actually molded halfway decent. Bacon Craft says, I am looking at a Nissan like the one you have in the bay. Okay, so a Nissan Pathfinder is what you're looking for. Awesome. This will be a good video for you to kind of help narrow down exactly what you're looking for. You can base it on mileage, but I'm going to base this video on the Impala because that he had personally asked me to do this one. So, but all the stuff we're doing to find that Impala, you'll be able to do with the Pathfinder. You just change up what the vehicle make and model is. So pretty simple. All right, let me pull up my first set of pages here, guys, and we're going to go ahead and click through this. If you guys have questions, chat them in down below. I'll help you guys with your questions. Again, we do this about once a month, usually the last Sunday of every month I do a live stream. Otherwise, I'm doing videos, dropping a video every day, except for Saturdays, because Saturdays are kind of my day off with the family and for me to kind of take time to be with them and to do church. So that's more important to me. All right, so we're going to use sites like Car Gurus, Auto Trader, and obviously we're going to use Kelley Blue Book. The reason we use Kelley Blue Book and not NADA, NADA is pretty much non-existent nowadays. And here's how it used to work. Dealers would use Kelley Blue Book because it would give you a slightly higher value, and they could use that to kind of push you into a loan. Back in the day, banks would use NADA or NADA because NADA was bank built so that they knew that they could take a loan on a car, and if you didn't pay for it, they could resell it. So that's why they use that site. But NADA is pretty much non-existent now. It's just straight up Kelley Blue Book. So this is what we use. We're going to start out with pricing of new and used cars. We're going to come down here and we're only going to be able to search certain years. So Oreo, you're still in here. Let me know exactly what year of Impala you're looking for. Well, I don't have a budget, but I'm looking for an Impala that's not expensive. So you're going to be near, I'm going to guess you're probably wanting to be around the 06 to 08 range just because of your budget, correct? Unfortunately, that pushes the miles up though, because the older you go, the more miles it's going to have. So it is kind of an adverse effect. Yeah, okay. All right. So this is what we're going to do. Bacon Craft, if you're still in here and you want me to do this for a Pathfinder for you, I can. This just doing one here shouldn't take me too long. So let's start out with the most basic. You said you wanted the 06. If 06 is the first model year, I don't like doing first model years. Usually I'll go 2 or 3 up. 08 still puts you over 10 years old though. So you're going to be a little bit cheaper because it's over 10 years old, but you're going to have 10-year-old car problems as well. So we'll go here. Chevy Impala. All right. The last question I'm going to have is I do need to narrow it down by zip codes. Those Impalas are better than the 2010 through 2013 models. Yes, there was something that went on in that particular model year, and I do believe it had to do with the 2.4 liter engines. So there was something with that 4-cylinder that they put in those things. It was a bad design, and it took them several years to work out of that problem. Just like the Malibu I had, if it has that 2.4 engine in it, anything over 120,000 miles, you have to do a timing chain. Don't go any farther past the mileage on that and not do the timing chain, because if the timing chain jumps, the motor's junk, and it's a $2,000 motor when that happens. So if you are looking at that 2.4, make sure that you're budgeting for that timing chain. I found a good listing. Can you link it down below? If you can link it down below in the chat, Jay, I can get it up on screen and kind of show you guys what he found. So I'm not sure where you are in the zip code range, so I'm going to leave the zip code alone. Don't share your zip code. Don't do that on stream. But just when you're searching, make sure you get the zip code right, because it does matter as far as how far you're going to go to get a vehicle. If you live in the northern climate, you're going to want to travel south, maybe up to 500 miles to find a good one that isn't very rusty. I got lucky with the Silverado. I just stumbled upon that one when I did it. So here it's giving me kind of a rundown of the Impala. Horsepower range. There's 4 available engines for this vehicle. So we can go to see cars for sale, or we can do a build-in price, or get my car's value. Let's go to see what cars are available for sale before we worry about the value. We will want to go back to the value though, because we're going to want to compare their pricing to what it's actually worth. So when we come in here, this is just kind of showing ones that are for sale. This is a 19 for 9.4. This might be a good deal if you wanted to get into something that was a little bit lower miles. But again, you're spending quite a bit of money. Here we got one for 5K. This has got 127 on it. And let's take a look at this car once and see what size engine's in it. And it doesn't have a lot of rust. See, from the pictures, we always use these pictures as guidelines to whether or not we even want to go see it. Because if we look here and there's a bunch of rust hiding out underneath this rocker panel over the wheel wells, we're going to want to stay far away from that vehicle. So I'm looking. This one's got the 6-cylinder and it's the flex fuel. So this one can run ethanol. Normally I don't run ethanol, ever. I just don't. Plugs injectors, causes nothing but problems. So this one does have the 6-cylinder in it. It's a little stronger, a little bit better built. The 3.5s, as far as I know, are not horrible engines. The 2.4s have that timing chain issue. And if this was a 2.4, at this mileage, you need to plan for that timing chain if you were going to do that. See if I can copy that. Okay, Jay, I'm trying to copy that one from Carfax. It may not let me post because I do not have a Carfax account. If you're going to buy and sell cars, make sure you guys get a Carfax account. It is the best way to go. What about SS models? All that SS is the badge and then basically the interior options. Jay said that one had 34 on it. Okay, let me pull up another screen here and see if I can get that address you gave me, the posts. Nope, that ain't gonna work. I'm not certain how to copy from there. Yeah, I don't think it's going to pull because it's going to just pull up my YouTube chat. Yeah, YouTube is goofy that way. So I'm not able to pull that one up, Jay, unfortunately. Yeah, sometimes, Jay, if you want a really good one that's low miles, sometimes you do drive to go get them. But all the tools that I'm showing you now how to use, you can literally get on the computer and look this stuff up, or even off of your phone. You can pull up these sites, punch in your address, and you can do this search yourself. So what I'm showing you now, this is from the Kelly Blue Book site as far as finding cars. The next site I'm going to go to is one of my favorite, which is Car Gurus. That's where I go to look for most of my cars. I start there to kind of help narrow down the search. But yeah, this one would be decent. Most people don't like white. You can always update your radius of your search. Like I can go 500 miles out from the address that I plugged in. And this really does kind of open it up. Here's another one for 7.7 with 34K on it. This is a low mileage, and this would be anywhere near, I think the address was New York, unfortunately. So, yep, this one's got the 6-cylinder. This will be another good one. 34,000 miles. This is super low miles, guys. Super low miles. This would be a good way for you guys to narrow down that search. So now let's take this vehicle right here. This one's saying that they want to sell it for 7,700 as far as a cash offer. So let's go back all the way here. All right. So now we want to go to get my car's value estimate. We can go in here. I'm pretty sure that one was just an LT sedan 4-door. We click this. We click the mileage was 34K. Yeah, sorry guys, the sound effects are going to go because I got them hotkeyed to numbers on my computer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm usually far more composed. I'm just a little bit absolutely livid.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, I don't have a separate number pad. I should probably just get a separate number pad for my live streams. Let's see here. We'll just do it as standard equipment option for an LT. It was red. We'll do it as you are selling the car. If you do it as you're trading it in, you're going to get a whole different value. You want to see what it would sell for. So you click on it. You can do private party or get a cash offer for your car. Just do it as a private party. Then it's going to ask what condition it. That one looked very clean, so I'm going to call it good, not excellent. Excellent means there's literally no defects. Now, if they haven't done any maintenance, it moves it back into the good category. So if you get there and you look at a car and it's never had coils done, never had wires done, never had anything with tires done, if everything is OEM original, no maintenance to it whatsoever, you guys are going to list it in the good category because you're going to have to do that stuff. So click on very good, click next. Don't bother with the email. So there's one recall alert. We can look at the recall. And It wants you to plug the VIN in. Electrical system. So there's something in the electrical system that's under recall for that vehicle. It says if the key is not in the run position, the airbags may not deploy if the vehicle is involved in a crash. So what this is it's a programming software design setup issue. Recalls usually don't cost you anything. You can take it to the dealer, they'll perform the recall and give the car back to you. Your vehicle may already have been fixed. Now, there are 141,000 of these vehicles affected by this recall. This is pretty much guaranteed that that vehicle will need to have that recall performed if it wasn't done already. And this is the power of Kelley Blue Book. This is the power of using this site to figure all this stuff out. Is it can really cut through the fluff, it can cut through the mess. You'll guarantee that the recalls have been performed. You can plug your VIN in, do all that. Let's go up here. So here's what it's saying for private party seller. Now, you're not private party if you're buying from a dealer. So remember, there is going to be markups on it from the dealer. So there's at 5,900, meaning that we now currently have about 1,200, 1,300 difference in price, meaning that almost $2,000. So almost $2,000 difference in price. And that the biggest thing is you're looking at the miles and what you're trying to buy, guys. That's the number one thing there. Get caught up on chats, guys. Yeah, if you got to drive a lot, you're going to want something with lower miles, because the people that bought this Pathfinder right over here, they do a ton of driving, literally a ton. They wanted something with lower miles. It's got 163 on it. The bad thing is no maintenance has been performed on it. They bought it from a dealer who just bought it from an auction, and that's what they got. Thus, we had to go through and do valve covers, coils, plugs, throttle body, alternator, battery, power steering pump, wheel bearing on the driver's side, front brakes. These are all things you want to look at when you're looking at a used car. All the listings near him are 10th gen Chev Impala 2014 to 2020. Okay, so if that's the case, all right, let's quickly jump back over. Let's tailor it to that information. Based on what he's going to be able to afford, I'm going to guess he's probably going to be around the 2014 to 2016. Again, you don't buy the first year models, so stay away from the 2014s. Go to the 2015. Back all the way out, guys. So when you go to change it up, you do have to back all the way out. So we're going to go to 2015 Impala. So it does look a little bit different. There was a body style change. I believe that happened 2012 or 2013. There might have been a body style change. A little bit of a body style change. Not horribly bad, but actually this one's a little bit more aerodynamic, and it's probably a little bit better on fuel. It still has 4 engine options. Let's get my car's value because that's what matters. We'll go with the LT. LTZs are going to be more expensive no matter what. They come with leather. You got to check the leather to make sure the leather is not cracked. It's got power options, and if those power options fail, you're going to be spending quite a bit of money. Let's go with 80,000.
Oh.
Because more than likely, that's what it's going to wind up having, is probably around that 80,000 if you're buying a used car. Just do standard option. We're going to go with the 3.6 liter, or yeah, the 3.6 liter V6. The Ecotech 2.5, you are going to have to worry about that timing chain. Like I said, that's going to be a bigger issue. Transmissions are not going to matter as much. Color, we're not going to, well, we have to select a color, so I'll just go with red. Usually reds pull more value. I'm looking or something that, here, I'll just price it with standard equipment, whatever. Sell your car. We will do the very good category as long as maintenance has been performed. Like I said, you guys need to check. Make sure coils are been replaced. Make sure that it's got plugs in it that are not original. Make sure the tires are in good shape, then the brakes are in good shape. Because if those aren't done, those go beyond cosmetic defects, and you're going to have to spend more money to fix it. Okay, so huge price jump. You guys are seeing the private party range go all the way up to about 8,000 to 10,000. A dealer's probably going to sell them for about 12, meaning you're going to have to try to talk them down between that 10 to 12 range. And they will not probably go below the 10. And the reason for that is that's their markup. That's how they're going to make their money. So that's some of the hard part about doing the dealer buys like that, is the dealers will have a markup on it, and most of the time they are a no hassle negotiation, meaning that whatever their price is what you're going to wind up paying. I think from where he can get the 06 to 08 Impalas is in the 100 to 50K mark. Yeah. So what you're going to do is when you're using that site, let's go ahead and jump over right now, guys. Let's jump over to Car Gurus. This is one of my favorite sites to use, guys, by far. By far, this is where I go to narrow down searches on cars. So we'll just, no, not a Chrysler. Go in here, we'll plug in the information that we want. I'll change this to...
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm usually far...
in a zip code. So we'll do a search here. We're going to extend the mileage of how far this search engine is going to go out. We want to see as far out as we can go. So I plugged in the zip code for Staten Island, New York, and we're going to go 200 miles out. And this will keep you inside that New York area. What you're basically trying to do is find all the good cars that are around you, and then you're going to narrow it down from there. So... all right, so we're seeing a lot of the newer stuff. Let's go into, there should be years. We'll go into here. And this one allows us to select different years of cars, guys. So that's why I use this over even Kelley Blue Book for looking for cars. I only use Kelley Blue Book for getting the value. That's really what I use it for. So we're gonna go, we'll go 06. Shouldn't do 06 because it's first year, but if he's in a tight price range, sometimes beggars can't be choosers when it comes to a setup like that. I am going to go all the way up to 2010, though, right up to that limit that that we were talking about earlier here in the chat with Bacon Craft, because that's... there's something that happened in those years, and I can't remember what. And maybe Bacon Craft knows, and he can chat it in down below. But there was something that happened in those years that I remember that you should stay away from the 2010 to 2013. I think it might have been the body style change, and they just had electrical problems. Kind of think that's what it is. But I'd have to dig into it just to find out. Engines, let's look at the 6 cylinders only. We don't want to go with the V8s because the V8s are just going to cost you a bunch of money. Bad fuel mileage, just, yeah, don't Don't go with the V8 models. The V8s are going to get into the SS models too. So you're jumping in price range when you go from the 6-cylinder to the 8-cylinder, and then also on top of the SS package. So dollars, dollars, dollars. The higher up in the package you go, the more money it's going to cost you. So here we've got one for $6,500. Pretty decent mileage. It's got that kind of that sand color. Not necessarily my favorite. This one's the gray. About the same mileage, and you're looking right around that, 7,000 range. Here's one for $3,000. It's an LTZ, but look at the mileage, guys. Take a look at that mileage. That is a kick in the pants right there. Honestly, that is a definite wrong button on that one. That is a definite
Stop the cap. Oh, hell no.
Been too long since I've done a live stream, guys. Wow. Yeah, that is definitely
hell no.
And the reason why is the mileage is too high on this one. If you get into this one, you're going to have nothing but problems. Wheel bearings, brakes, tune-up. You name it, you're going to be replacing it. Yes, it has the LTZ, which means it has the leather, it has all the power options, it has everything. Might be in your price range, but you're going to be sticking some money into that car. Just know that one's going to come with a few problems. This one here, you're up over the 100,000 miles. You're going to need to do a 100,000 mile tune-up. That is going to be coil, plugs, throttle body cleaning, any filters. You're going to have to replace all your filters. And you're going to have to make sure that it has the right setup in it. Yeah, it's also the 50th anniversary in the 08s. So they might pull a little bit more money because of that. Yeah, Jay, that one's cooked. Yeah, that would be in a recall too. Pretty much that whole body style of that year, I think we did, all fell into the recall. So you would have to make sure that safety recall was performed. But Car Gurus is the one you want to use. Plug in your zip code, plug in what you're looking for, narrow down your search by the years that you want. Then you can get in there and see exactly which ones you want. You're then going to take this information and plug it against the Kelley Blue Book and see where that range is. Because if you don't do that before you go look at it, what happens is the dealer can scam you and overcharge you. And if you didn't look it up ahead of time, there's nothing you can do about it. Because once you sign the papers, it's your problem, and they will not give you any kind of discount afterwards. So definitely want to make sure you've got your homework done. This one's super low miles on an 07 Impala. They're asking $8,700. That's not a bad price for the miles that it has. So super low miles. Very clean looking car. We can go in here, we can look at this car, we can page through the pictures on this car and see if we notice any massive body damage. Now, they did take it in a bad light, so there is some shadows, but we're looking for wheel wells, we're looking for rocker panels, and making sure it doesn't have any rust. We're also looking at fenders and bumpers, making sure that they didn't bang into anything. This one looks really clean. This looks like a car that only has 47,000 miles on it. It's got the sunroof, which is an LT option, and then LTZ, it's standard equipment. It does have the wood grain interior with the dual climate control. This is a pretty good car, guys. For how low a miles it is and what you're going to do with this car, there's a lot of life left in this car. Check down here, make sure there's no rust. And if you're ever curious and it's from a dealer, you can always request them to send you more detailed pictures of the undercarriage of the vehicle. Make sure you get pictures of the frame rails before you go look at the car, because that's where the worst rust is going to start, is in the rocker panels. That's where you look first. It's got a power driver seat. It is cloth, not leather. Leather would be in the LTZ. And again, on this one, it doesn't look like there's been any maintenance done on the motors. So you're going to be doing plugs. You're going to be doing coils. Even though it's low miles, the age of it puts it near where you're going to have to consider doing this within the next probably 30 to 40 miles, 30 to 40,000 miles, somewhere in that range. Because once you get up over 70, you need to start considering doing that 100K service. Once you hit the 100K, you had better do the service. Because if you don't, what happens is those plugs have worn out. And if this car's seen a lot of idling, it's going to need plugs anyway. Because a lot of idling means that the engine's been running that time. Coils take a hit, spark plugs take a hit. So as long as it doesn't have high hours on the engine, you can still push this closer to that 100,000. But yeah, there's a lot of life left in that car. A lot of life. DKE, thanks for chatting in. Looks like he's trying to get rid of an 07 Impala, and he's asking 4K. So it's a matter of if you're close to Oreo, he's the one looking for the car. And then it's going to come down to how many miles do you got on it and what kind of shape it's in. You would have to probably get a hold of him and send him some pictures and stuff so he can kind of see what's going on with that. Bacon Craft, are you still in here? Yeah, but DKE, if you got the information and you want to get a hold of Oreo, maybe he can give you an email, and then you could just email some stuff to him that he could take a look and get a hold of you. It's also going to depend on if you guys are in the same part of the planet. I know live streams are a little hard sometimes. We talk to people all over the world, so. Getting to see if Bacon Craft is still in here. Don't think Bacon Craft is still in here. I was going to do some work for him and kind of do some footwork for him on a Nissan Pathfinder, but if he's not in, I'll just move on. But yeah, when you guys are looking, these are the tools that you want to use to get the best that you possibly can. You're going to narrow this down through Car Gurus, finding the year, the make and the model, and the accessory options that you want. You'll narrow it down in Car Gurus. Then you're going to compare it to the values in Kelley Blue Book. So let's take this exact same car, this 07 Impala, and we already know, I'm going to scroll down, it's got 47.9 for miles. We can go ahead and now plug this all in. So let's go. Yeah, Kelley Blue Book's a pain sometimes. I'm not signing up. You guys put it and let me in. All right, so we said it was an 07. This definitely qualifies outside that 06, because if 06 is first year model, you don't want to touch it. But I don't think it is. I think 04 had this same body style, by the way. So I don't think it's first year. Even an 06 wouldn't be first year. I think that body style goes back a little bit further than that. We're going to go to get car value. It was an LT. My sound effects are going to go a little nuts.
Where?
There we go. We'll do standard option. And it was the burgundy on that. Car value. That one looked to be in very good condition, guys. Cosmetically, it was really good. So we'll click that option. We'll go in here. Maybe later. We don't need to put in 2 recalls. So let's take a look at the recalls quick. 2 safety recalls. We have a steering and electrical system. The electrical system is for that key issue, the massive recall that has 3,141,000 cars affected. So that is part of it. The steering is broken steering knuckle, could result in the loss of steering control. This is a massive one. So if this has not been corrected on yours, make sure that you get it checked. If you would buy a car that is like this, anytime you have recalls like this, guys, make sure you check the recalls, see how many vehicles are affected. This was a low number affected. Only 79 vehicles are affected. So only 900 vehicles, less than 1,000. Pretty low on the recall meter, but you would still want it checked. Don't let that slide. So we'll go back up here. Let's pull in some values so you can kind of see. Here we go. So here's the values. We are at the 4,000 to 5,700 range. Private party, you should be right around 5K for that car. They are asking 87. So they are way over, guys. This would be an expensive buy because they are over on it. I mean, this would have to be something you were really dead set on wanting, or you would need to talk them down quite a bit. I mean, I would honestly, paying more than 6 from a dealer might be a little high for that car. It's not a high optioned car. It doesn't have a lot of power options in it. So I can't see it pulling that kind of money. What we can do though, let's just give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's go back in here. Let's go into the options. Maybe it has more options that we are not giving it. So let's go to select options. We already know that it has the 3.5 liter. We saw that on the valve cover. It did not look like a flex fuel, so I'm just going to go with that one. And then interior, didn't see anything that stood out there. Yeah, it has a power seat on the driver's side, no leather. Exterior does have alloy wheels. Did not have the sunroof though. So it's asking if it's a flip up or a sliding. That one did look like a sliding. So we will select the sliding. We will do the burgundy again. Sell your car because you want the value of what it's worth. Honestly, it didn't change it much. It really didn't. We're still at about the same with the sunroof that was in it. So that kind of tells you that sometimes all of the options don't really raise the value of it. And the older you get, the less the options are going to matter. Sometimes the options actually hurt because those are known problems that you have to spend money to fix. So you might even see price drops based on certain features on the vehicle. 04 is 8th gen Impala. Okay. So yeah, if you're looking at that 06 to 08, Oreo, that's how you're going to do this. You want to use sites like Car Gurus to narrow down your search, pick the ones you like, compare the prices against Kelley Blue Book. Once you've done all that, you'll have all the information that you need to be able to do a purchase. And that's the big thing, guys, is when you're buying a car, you want to make sure you get a good deal. And getting a good deal means putting this against what the banks are going to borrow against the car. So when you're using Kelley Blue Book, you're seeing what the values are and what the bank is willing to lend against it. Most of the time all right, let me pull this back up quick. I want to give you guys this info because this is really important. If you were to take this vehicle on loan, what's going to happen is a bank will not usually give you 100% of the value of the car. And if they do, it means that the car is brand new. They won't do this on used cars. Used cars, you're going to have to have at least 10 to possibly 20% down on the car. So if you were to do this and have to have 20% down, you're going to have nearly $1,000 in your own money to get the loan from the bank at the value that this is saying. Now, if you're looking at it near that $8,000 range, that goes up. It's more than $1,000 now. Now you're $1,500 or possibly $1,700 that you have to put as cash down in order for them to write the loan for the rest of the vehicle. So that's how that system works. And the reason they do that is on used vehicles, they know that they depreciate quickly, meaning that if they give you a loan and you don't repay it, they have to turn around and resell it to recoup their losses. When they do that, they take what you already put down as cash and use that against what mileage you already put on the car. So that's their cushion to protect them from you running up a bunch of miles and then defaulting on the loan. Give me ones if all of this has made sense to you guys and if you guys got any solid info out of this. Let me know just how we did here. I want to make sure you guys caught everything that I just gave you. If you guys are missing a step or you guys are unfamiliar, put it down below. Jay, good to have that one there. Oreo, if you're still in here, let me know. This all made sense to you. The biggest tip out of this whole stream, guys, Car Gurus, put the value against Kelley Blue Book. Don't buy a car that's still too far out. Awesome. Good to see you guys still in here. All right. So if you guys are looking at this, is there anybody else in chat that has one that they want me to look up? You guys got one that you want me to look up? Go ahead and put it down below. And I can help you guys out. We got a few more minutes here left on this stream before I end, so we got some time to look some stuff up and kind of go over this. One thing that I could cover with you guys is DKE asking about a... You know what? I've got one sitting over here right now that's getting a tow package on it. He's asking on a 2023 Jeep Wrangler Sierra 4xe. I literally have that same Jeep sitting right over there. It's not for sale because the person who has it is going to use it to tow behind a semi because he drives all over the country for work. Be careful about retired cop cars, Jay. Retired cop cars have a ton of idle time on it. Most of the time, they have to have brand new cams put in it because they've idled so much. So idling is what kills the cop car market nowadays, especially with anything with variable valve timing. Buying something that's idled a lot is really bad. All right, hold up. If you guys are going to buy anything that has high idle time on it, make sure that the motor is solid. Take it to a mechanic that can verify, because the problem is variable valve timing has issues with lifters, actuators, timing chain sets go bad because of the amount of idle time. How do you know how long to idle a car? Let's cover this so that I can move on to that Jeep Wrangler that DKE was asking about. So when it comes down to it, what you need to know is the motor still in good shape? Long idle times kill the motor. How long do we let them idle? When you first start your car, your engine will rev up. You want to wait until that RPM drops down below 1,000 RPM. Once it's below 1,000 RPM, you are to put it into gear and start driving the car. Now, you don't go full on, stomp it to the floor and drive it like you stole it, because that will wreck it. But you do want to ease into it and drive it and let the heat kind of get into the motor, get into your passenger compartment. But once you see that RPM drop below 1,000, you're supposed to start driving the car. And that's really what it's designed for. They call it high idle for a reason. Back in the day when we had carburetors, you would let the high idle kick in. You pump the pedal a couple of times, start the vehicle. It would start in high idle. And as it slowly worked down, the idle would drop. Usually takes about 2 to 3 minutes. That is about max idle that you should have on a car. Keeping your car idling does a lot of damage to the components inside. The valve train takes massive, massive damage from long idle times. So be very careful if you are going to buy a squad car or an X squad car. That is a huge one. All right, let's jump over. I want to do this one for DKE because I have not seen him in here before, and he requested one. So let's do this quick. All right, is there any particular power options that you're looking for, DKE? I know you gave me kind of the basic rundown, and I'm sure my customer over here, he's sitting over here on a chair while I'm doing this live stream because I promised you guys I would bring you one. I'm here. So I'm pretty sure he's going to want to know if there's open recalls or anything else. Is his a 2023? Oh, you slick dog, you. All right, all right. Okay, so let's go in and look at what DKE asked for. I got to back all the way out here. So, because I'm all the way in Impala. All right, so 2023. And after you guys have bought a vehicle, this is a great technique that you can use. So, scroll down to Beep Beep Jeep. Go to Model Wrangler 4XE. Guys, this is an EV model, by the way. Actually, I'm hitting the wrong one. It should be this one. That's a sound effect I should be using for that one. I'm just going to use that zip code because it really doesn't matter. So here's the Jeep, guys. This is the model years are 23 to 25, so 3 years. He did buy first year model, so first year because of the EV. That's what it was. Yep. So gives us a little bit of stats here. Let's go into the car value right away here, guys. So we are the Sierra, I believe. Yes. Mileage is
Well, I sure hope so.
okay. Mileage. Correct? Okay. We'll go with our options. We're going to go ahead and just build this one right here for you guys. So, yes, he has the 4-cylinder hybrid turbo. It is black in color. And we're going to collect trade-in so he can see what the value of this is. We are now going to go to get value. This one, I don't see any cosmetic damage, and it is so new that I can safely click on that. Two recalls, guys. Let's look at the affected recalls. All right. So we have an electrical system, pulsation system in the hybrid management system. This is a dealer. He's going to have to go to the dealer to get this fixed. Let's see what it says. Loss of drive power increases the risk of a crash. So what it's saying is there's a potential that there's a software issue that could cause this vehicle to crash on the hybrid system because it will lose power. And then it has another one for the electrical system. Vehicle fire while parked or driving can increase the risk of injury, meaning that there is a situation on these things where the hybrid system can short out and it can create an electrical issue. Knowing the one that is sitting in here, I heard something where it was still making noise. I am going to recommend to my customer to take it in and have it looked at. This is not something you guys play around with. The hybrid systems are a pain, and there's a reason I use this sound effect for hybrids. There is a big reason why I do that. All right. So I actually know DKE, and I'm going to go ahead. Let me see here. I'm going to go in here, and guys, welcome to our mod squad. Probably got to do it on the other site. Welcome DKE as a new moderator to the channel. He is one of our new mods, guys. Say hi to him. So DKE is officially a new mod to the channel, guys. And I know him personally. That's why I added him. So yeah, if you guys got any more questions, chat them in. But yeah, for that particular Jeep, 2 recalls, meaning he has to take this in and get this looked at. Needs to know what these electrical issues are. There is noise coming out of the driver's side in the engine bay. So there's a potential that that thing's already kind of shorting out and he needs to have it looked at. So here's his values. 19.4 to 22.7. That's what it's showing for value. Now, as long as we got the mileage right, that's going to be the big factor. The mileage isn't right. It's... Yeah, I'm looking at him right now. He's not too happy with that. Well, he should have called me. He's got my personal number. He should have called me. I'd verify that mileage if I were you. It is. Yeah. Yeah. We're pretty close. That oh, I feel bad for him. He spent a lot of money on that thing. You guys might have seen that one on the channel before. He used to have a Challenger, a bright red Challenger. I don't know if I made any videos on that one, though. I might have not have made videos on the Challenger. I was going to make some on the Jeep, but we'll see how much time we got here. I know I'll probably have to wrap this up shortly. Guys, if you guys got any more questions, make sure you guys get those in right now. New cars are overpriced, so that's reasonable. Somewhat. The thing is that when you put it against the Kelley Blue Book, and it's way more than what, like you borrowed way more than what Kelley Blue Book is even giving you a market for. Like I said, $2,000 above that top range, you're in that dealer price. Once you get beyond that, once it goes higher than that, you're kind of at the mercy of the dealer and you're taking a kick in the pants. They did pay off his loan and give him $2,000 to boot, but I guarantee you they rolled whatever he owed on the Challenger into this vehicle. So there'll be a trade difference that he had to deal with, and he might have gotten a little bit hosed on that deal. Usually you never want to buy a vehicle fairly new and then turn around and try to trade it in. You want to pay that vehicle off, then trade it in. Yes, unfortunately, you drop quite a bit in value because you lose depreciation over time and mileage, and that affects it. But if you don't do it that way, what happens is you take what you still owe and roll it on top of what the brand new vehicle is. Now you owe what you used to owe and what they're selling their vehicle for. Because oftentimes that trade-in that they give you is so low that they're not really taking that off of the other vehicle. And especially if you owe loans. If you owe loans, they're going to stack that loan that you have on top of the next loan. That's the problem. That's why I don't trust dealers at all, why I want to buy stuff outright. And when you get one that you owe money on, it's better to pay it off right away so that if you're going to take a hit when you get rid of it, at least you're able to get your value that you're getting out of it to put back into the next car rather than having to roll over a loan. Those rollovers are the worst thing ever. They're as bad as credit cards, guys. Seriously. Credit cards are horrible because the interest rates right now are at least 22%, if not higher. That interest rate really does hurt you. So when you're borrowing $40K and they're not giving you a decent amount for, value-wise, okay, maybe I got to get into this. Let me get my sound effects right here, guys. There we go. All right, let's back this up. Here's the issue. When you buy new, sometimes you can get a 0% off and not pay interest. Other times you buy a few-year-old vehicle and you're going to pay a high interest. The reason for this is they know it's a depreciating asset, meaning that the value will continue to drop the more you drive it and use it. The only way you're going to save yourself from this depreciating asset is to get down in a vehicle that you can pay off. If you can't pay it off, you'll never get out from underneath that debt cycle. You will always have the debt cycle repeating over and over and over and over again. And that is the real secret. Is get the loan paid off, then you're open to being able to negotiate a lot harder. Plus, if they don't want to give you very much for years on trade-in, you can always resell it. Facebook Marketplace is a great place to sell used cars. Very easy to get rid of them. And here is the pro tip. The pro tip is you post the vehicle. Once you've posted the vehicle for sale, wait 1 week and do a small drop. As soon as you drop that price, what happens is then you start getting the phone calls coming in. I can verify this because we had a Tahoe in here that I sold for a customer of mine. We posted it, set the price. As soon as we did a price drop, my phone blew up because I was selling it for him. My phone literally blew up overnight because I did the price drop. That's how you do it. That's how you move used cars. This is the system that we now have to work with. Also, you got to make sure the vehicle is in good shape, which we went through that one top to bottom, guys. Top to bottom, we did everything on it. And I knew it was a good car. The only reason they sold it is they wanted to buy something cheaper to haul the family. He wanted to buy a truck and he wanted some land. Because he wanted all of that stuff, he had to sell the truck to pay for all of it. Unfortunately, he bought this used one that needs a ton of work. I mean, the front suspension is currently hanging on it, waiting for my struts to get in online. I ordered some struts online for it. So it's sitting in pieces as we speak. But all right, you guys got any more questions here? Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up, guys. Promised you I'd go about an hour. We had some hiccups getting started, and I started late, so I gave you guys a little bit more time. Any more questions? And then we will go ahead and end this out. Remember, if you guys are looking to buy a car, use these tools. Use Car Gurus first. Find what you're looking for. Go into Kelley Blue Book. Plug all the information from Car Gurus into Kelley Blue Book. It'll give you the value. Then you can decide whether or not you even want to contact them. Do not contact dealers. Hold up. Pro tip here, guys. Do not even go look at vehicles that are more than $4,000 over on the Kelley Blue Book site. Don't do it. Because you're upside down starting out in the vehicle. It's not worth paying that extra money. If you're more than 4,000 over on that, that's $4,000 that you now have to come up with on top of that 20% that you need to pay it down to where a bank wants to give you a loan. That means you're going in upside down. That means you have no equity in the vehicle, you have no resale to the vehicle, and even if you decided to take that car, put it on Facebook Marketplace, you wouldn't be able to sell it and get out from underneath it. So that's the pro tip, guys. All right, guys. Well, we've had a really great stream today. This has been awesome. We've had a lot of chats going on. We looked up a lot of different stuff here. But yeah, anytime you've got anything with hybrids, make sure you guys get them checked out. They are very expensive to fix. Anytime there's a recall, you want to get them in. If you're buying older vehicles, make sure the maintenance has been done. And then look at the rust condition in the pictures. The rust condition gives you a snapshot of how that vehicle was taken care of. If it wasn't taken care of very well, it's going to be very rusty. Usually you should not buy those. If you need a set of wheels and you want to spend a couple grand, drive it until it blows up and junk it. But otherwise, that's all those cars are good for. But guys, thank you for checking out this live stream. We will do this every Sunday, the last Sunday of the month. I will do a live stream for you guys, different topics. You guys can recommend any topic down in the chat or in any video that I post. You can chat that down in the videos, and I will get the information together, put in together a video for you guys, and I'll get it out to you. But as always, guys, thank you for checking out the live stream. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you get notified when I go live, and I'll see you on the next one.